Distinguished guests, fellow colleagues, friends from afar, ladies and gentlemen, great to have you with us. I'm Wang Mengmeng. It's my great honor to invite you online for the 10th Global Video Media Forum. On behalf of CCTV Video News Agency, please allow me to extend a very warm welcome and sincere thanks for your participation today. At the 75th UN General Assembly in 2020, leaders of over 170 countries agreed that multilateralism is the foundation and pillar of the existing international order. The media, which serves as the major channel for sharing information and communication, shoulders the important responsibility of allowing open collaboration for mutual benefits and win-win results, and therefore should build a bridge of communication across all civilizations and people around the world. This edition of VMF, themed Media Collaboration Win-Win Future, aims to deepen existing media partnerships, consolidate the foundation for cooperation, and work together to fight COVID-19 so as to build a brighter future. 现在我们有请中国中央广播电视总台台长盛海雄先生发表致辞。Now please welcome Mr. Shen Haixiong, President of China Media Group, to deliver his opening remarks.
各位同行朋友们，欢迎参加第10届全球视频媒体论坛。这里我代表中国中央广播电视总台，在北京向大家表示诚挚的问候。全球视频媒体论坛由中央广播电视总台国际视频通讯社2011年创办，到今年已经连续举办了10届。10年来，国际视频通讯社致力于向全球用户提供新闻产品和内容服务，在多语种发稿、用户规模和品牌影响等方面都取得了长足的进展。这也印证了今天论坛的主题：合作传播，共赢未来。当前，世界在不确定和不稳定中加速演变，全球经济复苏缓慢，国际秩序动荡不定。习近平主席多次强调，要与和为贵，合作共赢。危机时刻，我想各国更应该心平气和地按照共商、共建、共享的原则开展合作。媒体是增进理解互信、推动民心相通的纽带和桥梁。不久前，我分别和新加坡、西班牙、意大利和欧盟等驻华大使进行了会谈。我们一致认为，媒体在发布信息、分享经验、凝聚共识、化解恐慌等方面有着不可替代的重要作用。新冠肺炎疫情发生以来，中央广播电视总台与国际媒体同行鸿雁传书将近400封。我们传递问候，倡导责任，凝聚共识。我们还举办了拉美伙伴、欧洲伙伴等媒体合作的云论坛，120多位国际媒体负责人应邀参会，为中国担当仗义执言，为多边主义呐喊助威。我们和国际媒体同行深化合作，推出了《天使的身影》、从长安到罗马、中国的宝藏等节目，给疫情下的人们带来温暖和力量。与此同时，我们也遗憾地看到，还有一些媒体对正义和良知视而不见，在中国的认知上出现严重的偏差，有些还甚至拉偏架，以讹传讹，背离了新闻报道的真实性原则。前不久，中央广播电视总台决定对美国国会山骚乱事件中总台 CCTV 驻美记者内森金先生的杰出表现予以通报表扬。他和他的团队 在设备被打砸、人身安全受到威胁的情况下，依然在新闻现场沉着应对、冷静处理，成功完成了直播报道。记者被打、设备被砸，这样的怪事发生在经常对他国指手画脚的美国，而且是在国会山，令人匪夷所思。在这里，我们呼吁全球媒体同行应该携手并肩，坚决捍卫客观公正的新闻传播秩序。女士们、先生们，新时代的中国，开放的大门只会越开越大。中央广播电视总台作为国家媒体旗舰，将继续在内容共享、联合制播、版权交易、技术研发以及人员交流等方面，与各家媒体同行展开更高水平的合作。我坚信，唯有信任才能合作，唯有合作才会共赢。今天是中国农历的立春节气，让我们共同迎接春天的到来。最后，祝第10届全球视频媒体论坛圆满成功。谢谢大家。
感谢盛台长对全球媒体合作提出重要建议，对国际视频通讯社寄予厚望。Many thanks to President Shen for his important suggestions on international media cooperation and his high expectations on CCTV Plus. Facing complex changes in the international situation unseen for a century, the Chinese media has had to carefully consider how to build more comprehensive and closer media partnerships, as it looks to strengthen exchanges and cooperation with media outlets worldwide. This forum has invited a number of leading Chinese and overseas media organizations to share their vision on this all-important topic. And now let's invite Mr. Teng Yunping, president of CCTV Plus, to offer his remarks on this key issue.
尊敬的各位嘉宾，首先感谢大家应邀出席中央广播电视总台国际视频通讯社主办的第10届全球视频媒体论坛。过往10年，每到秋冬时节，我们都会邀请全球用户和合作伙伴相聚中国，共叙情谊，共话未来。考虑到当前各国疫情防控的形势，我们今年只能通过云端交流的方式与大家继续我们的年度论坛。历经10年，全球视频媒体论坛已经发展成为汇聚全球上百家媒体机构参加的具有影响力的专业论坛。我们每年共同探讨媒体行业的热点话题和发展趋势。在这个专业互动平台上，全球媒体同行不断增进合作，共谋发展。全球视频媒体论坛的发展壮大，离不开大家的热情参与和支持。作为中央广播电视总台的国际视频通讯社，我们一直坚信报道事实、传递真相是我们立身之本，倡导合作、深化共识是我们肩负之责。当前，新冠肺炎疫情还在全球肆虐，事实证明，突发公共卫生事件没有国界，战胜危机需要大家通力合作。在国际合作抗疫的征途上，可靠的新闻、权威的信息、对事实和真相的坚守，不仅体现着媒体的专业能力和水平，更是考验着媒体的社会责任和良心。我们都相信事实和信任的力量，我们更相信沟通和合作的价值。成立10年来，国际视频通讯社以品质传播、用户至上为宗旨，致力于建设世界知名的国际视频通讯社。我们不断丰富新闻内容，研发新产品，迭代新技术，建设高素质团队，拓展全球合作伙伴，建立区域合作机制。目前，国际视频通讯社已经与来自全球140个国家和地区的540家媒体机构建立了合作关系，陆续发起成立了“一带一路”沿线国家、欧洲、拉美、非洲、太平洋岛国等重点区域的媒体合作机制。我们将以共商、共建、共享为原则，持续提升与全球媒体的合作水平。青山一道同云雨， 在去年2月份，中国疫情最为严重的时候，拉美国家17家媒体同行通过其知名主播向国际视频通讯社传达敬意和问候。路透社、法新社、欧广联、欧洲新闻交换联盟等媒体组织负责人纷纷来函，称赞中央广播电视总台和国际视频通讯社发布的有价值的新闻。同时，我们也向欧洲、拉美、非洲等地区的30余家媒体伙伴寄送了防疫物资。患难见真情，非常时期里，我们彼此的守望相助，共抗疫情，让我们更加拉近了距离，增进了互信。本着互信、对话、合作、共赢的原则，国际视频通讯社与各区域的媒体伙伴就携手抗疫、共谋发展、助力经济复苏等话题展开讨论，为促进各国媒体间的良好合作起到了重要的示范作用。我们坚信，全球媒体通过同心协力、相互扶持，可以对抗击疫情和促进经济社会发展发挥更大的作用。在国际视频通讯社成立10周年之际，我们收到了来自不同国家几十家媒体伙伴专门发来的祝福，回顾了双方从相结识到共发展、共成长的过程。独行快，众行远。在全球化、数字化的今天，没有任何一个国家或地区的媒体能够仅凭一己之力取得成功。加强合作势在必行，媒体应秉持开放合作的态度，践行对话沟通的理念，通过交往交流实现交心交融，彼此的共识越来越多，误解和隔阂就会越来越少，共同的收获更会越来越丰富。在中国农历新春佳节即将到来之际，我提前在这里给大家拜个早年，祝各位身体健康，事业顺利。
Thanks so much, Mr. Teng, for your remarks. CCTV Plus and Reuters have recently launched a joint new initiative called China Business Video, or CBV. This new program provides Reuters' global users with key financial and economic news from China, setting a strong example for international media collaboration. And now, please welcome Mr. John Pullman, Global Head of Video and Pictures of Reuters, to take the floor.
Dear friends and colleagues, I'm John Pullman. I'm the Global Managing Editor for Visual Journalism at Reuters. I'm delighted to be asked to speak to you today. Of course, in normal times, we would be in the same room. I've visited China many times to meet our partners at CCTV Plus and China Media Group, and my trip each winter to the Video Media Forum in China is something I look forward to each year. Of course, it's COVID that means we must meet virtually this time, and I'm speaking to you from London. I'm pleased to say it looks as if the world is finally beginning to get to grips with the deadly virus, thanks in large degree to partnership and collaboration, which I'm going to talk to you about today. The last 12 months have been very difficult for all journalists. While most people chose to shelter from the virus, staying off the streets and working from home, for many journalists, the opposite was true. They sought out the virus, visiting hospitals and COVID hotspots to give the world a true picture of the crisis. Journalism is essential at a time like this. As fear and rumour threaten the world alongside the coronavirus, journalists have an important part to play in the fight against the pandemic. We must produce trusted news. We have the ability to disprove falsehoods, to identify unreliable content, and to promote honesty and accuracy, all important weapons in the fight against COVID. Partnership and collaboration lie at the heart of good journalism. Of course, journalism is a competitive business, and our rivals spur each of us to reach greater heights of achievement. But there are important areas where we should work together, not apart. Our people are our greatest asset, and they must be supported and protected. We must stand up for their right to work in safety and without intimidation. hostility towards journalists is a growing threat and must be resisted. A growing area of journalism for Reuters and others is verification. Thanks to the smartphone and social media platforms, anyone can publish content today. While most social media content is innocent and honest, it's now all too easy to create fake narratives. Collaboration is one weapon against this. At Reuters, we recognise that although we are one of the world's largest news organisations, we can't do everything ourselves. There are many types of news content that our customers want that we are simply not best placed to produce ourselves. That's why we created the Reuters Connect platform. It's a place where we make available news content from trusted partners around the world. On Reuters Connect, you can find photos from all the latest red carpet showbiz premieres, highlights of niche sports like squash, cool computer graphics. None of these are core to Reuters' business, but thanks to great collaboration, we're able to provide this content to our customers alongside the work produced by Reuters journalists. And of course, CCTV Plus is a partner on Reuters Connect as well. This event, the Video Media Forum itself, is just one example of collaboration in action. Journalists from around the world coming together to share stories, what worked, what didn't work, how we each overcame problems. In a world where journalism is under pressure, but never more needed, it's vital that we continue to work together. I hope we will all meet again in person before long, but we should pledge to continue our collaborations despite the current obstacles. I wish all of us success in 2021. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your speech, Mr. Pullman. The volatile international situation over the last year has been strained not only by the pandemic, but also by increasing competition among major economies around the world. At this time, the global media shoulders a greater responsibility. Next, let's invite Mr. Paul Shanley, Global Director of Video Products at Associated Press, to share his thoughts.
Hello to everyone at the Video Media Forum. My name is Paul Shanley. I'm the Global Director of Video Products at Associated Press, and I'm here to talk a little bit about a subject that is close to my heart: collaboration in the news industry and how it can move us towards a win-win future. As a former head of global strategic partnerships at Associated Press, I have launched and grown multiple global content and technology products in conjunction with industry partners. I see strategic partnerships as essential to a successful business strategy. As an industry, we face unprecedented challenges. Social media breaks news at record pace. Every individual armed with a camera phone is a media company. Misinformation often travels faster than fact-based journalism, challenging us to get accurate content to our audience quickly. Traditional advertising revenue is in decline, with technology companies taking the lion's share of digital advertising revenues. And as it becomes easier than ever to create content and reach a global audience, small niche content and technology providers threaten our market share. Yet within these challenges, there are great opportunities for our industry. Content demand is higher than ever, and audiences are engaging with news content at record levels. New technologies allow our journalists to tell the story and engage our audience like never before. New platforms like OTT provide opportunities to widen our reach, while entirely new markets like financial services look to fact-based, trustworthy content to use in their own industries. But as leaders in our industry, we must realize that we cannot face these challenges alone or take advantage of these opportunities without collaboration. Content partnerships, like the excellent partnership AP and CCTV Plus have formed, allow us to provide our audience with a greater selection of content than ever before without a significant increase in costs. Technology partnerships, allow us to quickly build capabilities that we could not do alone. Working with companies advancing areas such as artificial intelligence, live streaming technologies, and monetization technology can allow us to benefit from their research and innovation while reducing investment needed for us in those areas. And in many cases, these companies can be gatekeepers to new markets, adapting our content to fit the needs of the many industries who need fact-based, up-to-the-minute content they can trust. We must increase our openness to partnerships, and where we would normally see competition, look for collaboration. We need to ensure that we have a well-defined partnership strategy that connects with our own corporate strategy. When to build in-house capabilities and when to partner are important strategic decisions where the answer will be different for each company. Yet above all else, we must remain true to our values and ensure that we do not stray from what makes us important to our audience. Technology is a way to improve audience experience, but our content and reputations will always be key to our success. So I thank you for your time, and I wish everyone at the Video Media Forum a good experience. And I ask that while you listen to thought leaders from our industry and innovative startups, you keep your mind open to the exploration of new areas of collaboration for your companies.
Thank you, Mr. Shanley, for your remarks. To deepen cooperation in content between Chinese and Russian media and raise the level of resource sharing and integration, CCTV Plus and Rupley had made meticulous preparations for the launch of the new China Business Video program. And now let's invite Mr. Teng Yunping and Ms. Dinara Tokhnutsunova, Chief Executive Officer of Rupley, to sign the cooperation agreement on the new China Business Video program. Now, big congratulations to the official launch of China Business Video, and thank you so much for witnessing this milestone with us. CMG and Russian media organizations have had a long tradition of close cooperation. CCTV Plus started its partnership with Rupley back in 2018. The official signing of China Business Video today demonstrates how CCTV Plus translates CMG's cooperation philosophy into concrete actions. And now let's invite Matt Tobaccos, Chief Commercial Officer of Rupley, to deliver his keynote speech.
Dear colleagues, my name is Matt and I'm the Chief Commercial Officer of Rupley News Agency. I am honoured to have been asked by CCTV Plus to address the Video Media Forum on the topic of media collaboration, which has never been more important to our industry and to us as people at this time. 2020 saw the arrival of a new normal for everyone around the world. But as an industry, we still continue to play a pivotal role in delivering important news stories on the ground and keeping audiences informed and aware of the pandemic, which was an unprecedented event in our era. Most importantly, as people, we have had to adapt, learn, and help each other by cooperating as a global community. I am sure some of you have dealt with this shift in working culture and life by developing positive habits of self-improvement and learning, whilst also coping with social distancing, home working, travel restrictions, and sporadic lockdowns. Significantly, I am sure many of you miss the daily face-to-face interactions with colleagues, close friends, and of course, family. I'm glad to say that the news media industry has continued to face these challenges with determination, courage, and with innovation. These are the qualities that have always characterized our colleagues who work hard every day, be it in the newsroom, business, or in the field, producing stories for global audiences. Never in recent times has news media professionals played such an important role in serving the public, whether it was for delivering medical and public health information or reporting on international relief efforts and stories of people affected by the pandemic, which captured the human spirit for unity in the face of adversity. As media professionals, it's our responsibility to help the international community come together to overcome the pandemic, and I hope that the CCTV Plus Video Media Forum can aid that goal by sparking important conversations on collaboration and increase understanding of one another both today and into the future. In terms of changes to our news coverage, all of us have had to overcome a shift towards online event coverage when it came to major planned events. With restricted accreditations or key events cancelled, newsrooms around the world quickly refocused their efforts on inspirational human stories and relied on eyewitness accounts, especially in quarantined areas. As an industry, we counted on brave producers and local media partners who took personal risks to give us on-the-ground coverage. And we sought a greater importance on independent journalists submitting UGC because they had access to important stories within their communities. At Rupley, we have already seen the benefits of collaboration. During the pandemic, we hooked up more clients to online streaming solutions. These included foreign ministries, partner agencies, and international broadcasters, all of whom were unable to send their teams to do their own reporting on hard-to-reach locations. This would not have been possible without securing new partners, both technical and journalistic. With a compounding effect of the pandemic changing the way we work and affecting revenues, the opportunities lie within our industry to encourage, inspire, and to work alongside new partners, local journalists, and market segments which previously may have overlooked at both a local and an international level. At Rupley, we have produced new educational services with the launch of a free journalism academy to encourage the new and next generation of news reporters. And we've joined our industry colleagues in improving the veracity of news and information via own verification unit. We rolled out webinars to educate and teach new practices and develop business models that democratize news content. Our content can be accessed by everyone from small one-person social media publishers to large commercial media companies who have struggled to maintain output due to production restrictions and budget cuts. I believe as we move forward together into 2021, it will be very important to strengthen coordination through in-depth media exchanges. So how can we do this? There are a number of ways. By cooperating on news reporting and encouraging and training journalists with digital media skills. By funding new projects and sharing content across platforms. By developing cost-effective models to enable budget-restricted media to access quality news content. And by exchanging resources and personnel to forge a deeper understanding of one another. The power of partnerships in the media ecosystem are indeed a win-win for everyone, leading to collaborative journalism, innovation, education, coalitions, and new commercial business opportunities. This in turn leads to improved products and services, more informed audiences, and a more united global community. On a personal note, I am excited to be working towards a collaboration between CMG and CCTV Plus. Likewise, we at Rupley are excited to shortly be able to inform our global clientele of Chinese business news via an agreement with CCTV Plus to China business video content. In the spirit of these agreements and mutual understanding across our industry, I wish everyone a great video media forum where we can deepen ties and strengthen the output of news media information to our clients and to global audiences into the future. Thank you very much, and please stay healthy and well into 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Debagos, for your speech. The European News Exchange is a world-famous commercial TV alliance with 54 well-known TV media outlets. At the end of last year, CCTV Plus and Enex jointly launched Biz Today to provide European mainstream media with customized Chinese and European business news content. And now, let's invite Mr. Adrian Wells, Managing Director of Enex, to give a keynote speech.
Hello to you all. I'm Adrian Wells, Managing Director of Enex, which is based in Luxembourg. We've all got used to virtual meetings, and it is a fantastic way to keep our contacts and relationships alive. But I also look forward to a time when we can do less Zoom and more person-to-person meetings and interactions. I know others may have already spoken about the importance of collaboration across the media sector, And that is particularly important now, given the way that life is, and with restricted travel and more limited ambitions. ENEX is a passionate believer in collaboration, and we support all efforts in that direction. As others may be speaking so eloquently about that, I thought I would address another important topic. In the next few months, our populations will be undergoing mass vaccination programs to help reduce the threat of COVID-19 and allow societies to recover. I think we in the media have a very important role in this regard. It will be an unprecedented effort in mass public health, a great story, and we need, as a community of nations, to make sure that a very high percentage of the world's populations receive the jab. We know that there has already been a lot of very powerful skepticism about vaccination programs that predate COVID-19. And as journalists, we also know that much of that skepticism is not founded in reality. I think it is important that our profession ensures that good information is gathered and any claims about the perceived dangers of vaccines are properly examined and challenged where the science suggests it should be. Of course, checking facts, verifying what is true and what isn't is part of our daily job, but rarely do people's lives depend on this. But right now they do. And I think it's a challenge we should take on as an industry. At times of great pressure, all societies hunker down and to some extent look inward. We've seen a race for each nation to secure enough vaccines from different suppliers. We, as news organizations, have also focused a lot on our own backyards. What are the national numbers for COVID infections? Why aren't government responses as quick as many would like? As journalists, I think it is important to maintain our international perspective on this crisis. It helps our audiences truly compare how effective responses are in their own country. I think Western journalism could have done a better job at really explaining why action in China, South Korea, for example, has proven to be so effective in eradicating the virus. Is it just geography, or is there something else at work? This is an important story for us to report on. Of course, during lockdown and border closures, these kinds of investigations are even more of a challenge. And I would urge all officials in all of our countries to be as open and as transparent as possible to allow journalists to examine what has gone well and what could have been done better. Cooperation through CCTV Plus and other news agencies has a crucial importance to fill in some of the answers to these questions. We've learnt a great many lessons through this pandemic, and no doubt, speaking with regard to media, I hope our audiences have remembered that there is still great worth in good and reliable information, an exchange of content and ideas, and the value in using technology to keep channels and minds open as we look to the future. Best of luck for the conference, even if it's virtual, and for our future in working together.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wells. Since 2018, CCTV Plus has worked closely with the School of International Journalism and Communication of Beijing Foreign Studies University and has invited experts from the CCTV Plus think tank to compile the annual report on the global communicative ecology. And today, the 2020 version of this blue paper is officially released. Let's invite Mr. Gao Wei, Managing Director and Editor-in-Chief of CCTV Plus, to brief us on the key information in this report.
好，谢谢主持人，感谢大家持续关注全球传播生态发展报告。现在呢，我向大家推荐这部蓝皮书的2020年版，其中的主要看点有以下3个方面。一是主流媒体价值凸显，媒体公共属性回归。2020年新冠肺炎疫情期间，大屏价值回归，主流新闻媒体成为全球受众最有效和值得信赖的信息获取渠道。中国主流媒体坚持权威信息发布，加大融媒体报道力度，重点打造评论和观点传播矩阵，及时有效回应、反驳 关于疫情的偏见与不实言论。2020年上半年，中央广播电视总台国际视频通讯社发布的疫情防控新闻内容，受到全球主要媒体广泛转载。疫情期间，各国媒体公共服务型新闻复兴，商业化削弱，媒体公共属性回归。而社交媒体平台内容泥沙俱下，网上信息疫情防控力度有待继续加强，只有这样才能有利于全球的抗疫合作。第二个方面就是智媒体建设快速推进，中台成为创新的枢纽。在云计算、大数据、人工智能等新技术驱动下，中国各大媒体快速向智媒体进发。媒体融合发展需要中台化这一新手段。中台不仅是媒体融合发展的数据大脑，更是实现创新的枢纽。中央广播电视总台的5G 新媒体平台央视频，在中国主流媒体中率先建成了智能化媒体中台，彻底从技术上、流程上实现了从内容数据到用户数据的共享、分享、互联互通。第三个方面就是中国成为社交平台热词，中国媒体传播策略渐趋成熟。从我们对51家中外媒体社交网络平台账号抽样评估当中发现，中国 China 这个词在 Facebook 连续3年，在 YouTube 连续2年稳居热词榜首位，足见中国在国际论场受到的关注的热度。经过多年的努力，中国媒体账号在社交网络平台上的传播策略渐趋成熟，在内容生成能力、传播延展能力、议题设置能力3个方面均有较大的发展，成效显著。2019年以来，媒体融合进入了5G 时代，中国将会有力推动全球信息传播秩序变革。同时，短视频商业化模式的电商化演进，音频播客风生水起，内容市场流量用户时长争夺在继续，全球数据隐私保卫战再度升级等等。这些话题和问题，您都可以在2020年版全球传播生态发展报告中找到答案。
Thank you so much, Mr. Gao, for your speech. Our event today marks the 10th edition of VMF and also the 10th anniversary of the establishment of CCTV Plus. The progress which has been made every step of the way over the past decade would not have been possible without the great support of our partners from various countries. Now, as China's first video news agency, CCTV Plus has stayed committed to the philosophy of quality communication and putting users first. By December 2020, CCTV Plus has collaborated with 540 clients across the globe, and this vast network of partnerships covers over 2,200 radio and television channels and more than 1,700 internet platforms across 140 countries and regions. And now, let's take a look at a special video sent by some of our old friends.
Hello to all my friends and colleagues in Beijing. I'm John Pullman, Head of Visuals at Reuters. Reuters and CCTV Plus have formed a really strong relationship over the last decade, and I hope that continues. And I hope CCTV Plus goes from strength to strength.
As one of the world's leading distributors of professional news content, we were a perfect match back in 2011, and also to see the amazing strides you have taken to become China's leading video news agency in just a decade. With reporters unable to travel for much of the past year, the demand for video content from agencies has been huge, and CCTV Plus has played its part in providing valuable content and resources for global broadcasters.
Being a fellow news agency here at ENEX, we understand from the inside it's so important to build relationships alongside the daily editorial work. And I think that's the particularly impressive achievement of CCTV Plus, to be professional as well as investing in contacts and business friendships, which make the cooperation so effective and indeed enjoyable. And we look forward to working with you in your teenage years.
Quiero contarles que en el año 2017, la Alianza Informativa Latinoamericana y CCTV+ firmaron un acuerdo de cooperación. Desde ese año, CCTV+ viene entregando a esta alianza informativa contenidos en el día a día, que se han vuelto muy importantes para la operación de estos canales en este lado del mundo. contenidos que nos han facilitado poder informar a estos países de lo que sucede en China y en otras regiones del mundo gracias a los servicios informativos de CCTV+. Quiero decirles que para estas estaciones de televisión en esta parte del mundo es muy importante la relación que hemos logrado construir con CCTV+, y esperamos con toda seguridad que podamos seguir construyendo esta relación para beneficio de ambas organizaciones. Me despido desde acá una vez más deseándoles.
And CCTV Plus is a very important player in today's information world. I have seen CCTV Plus appear on the stage 10 years ago, and I watched it develop and grow into one of the world's major news services. On the personal side, I want to say that they are not only professional, they are nice people, friendly people, constructive people, always willing to help. We are so glad that we have this privilege to work with CCTV Plus, and we wish you all the best in the next many, many years to come.
Видеоплатформе, которая для нас, иностранных журналистов, стала надежным помощником в работе, которую мы делаем вместе с вами, показывая все самое важное и самое интересное, что происходит в Китае здесь и сейчас.
The CCTV Plus news service began a decade ago with a brave idea: to enter the crowded landscape of video news agencies with a new proposition. It has been my great honor to have been associated with this venture. CCTV Plus has the potential to provide authoritative coverage of China. The agency can also give a unique Chinese perspective on international affairs. While others may report their view of what China thinks, CCTV Plus can show the world directly how a Chinese edited and packaged news service views the world. And as a major agency, CCTV Plus has convened a series of global media forums, bringing world broadcast leaders together to meet with their colleagues to discuss changes and developments in the industry.
We have already started our cooperation. On our social media, so far we shared many contents of CCTV Plus, as well as Mr. Xi Jinping's New Year's speech, or more episode video series about COVID fight in China during the first epidemic. Especially in this tough time, this cooperation has a really big value.
CCTV Plus has truly beefed up its offerings to members of the Africa Link Union in the past 2 years, diversifying from just a video publishing operation to one that now covers the entire news gamut. This is what appears to have metamorphosed into today's Africa Link Union and other cooperative ventures with African news organizations. Has also grown and solidified so much more since the 2016 VMF.
The biggest change CCTV Plus has undergone is the transformation of business mode video publishing to a new model of establishment of multiple alliances of cooperation with many TV stations in the world. The most important one is the African Link Union via a well-developed and diversified platform of news content exchanges.
Los diversos materiales audiovisuales que han ido llegando desde CCTV+, cada día con más frecuencia y con mayor diversidad temática, la inauguración del foro online de cooperación mediática de socios latinoamericanos 2020 nos inyecta de más energía y optimismo. Algo muy importante que nos sucedió fue la transmisión en vivo del desfile de aniversario de la República Popular China el 1 de octubre del 2019. Tuvimos una respuesta masiva de audiencia que quedó maravillada del evento chino jamás visto en nuestro país. Que el futuro es China. Voy a abusar diciendo que nosotros nos sentimos parte de esta familia china.
Nos complace ver cómo CCTV Plus desde entonces ha crecido en cuanto a servicios informativos, uso de tecnología de punta y número de socios en todo el mundo. Para estrechar más nuestra colaboración, nos gustaría ver más intercambios y contactos entre profesionales de nuestros medios.
We've been actively cooperating with CCTV Plus. For instance, the Asia and China channel was created. where various videos such as news, stories, or documentary films about China on different topics ranging from culture to economics or education are published. Also, the Asia and China channel page has been created on social networks, on Facebook, that opens the CCTV Plus materials for Kazakhstan people. And by the way, this page is highly successful among our citizens. And I think this is the first swallow only. Ahead of us are exciting projects.
In particular, we thank you for the support of VMF in promoting mutual cooperation and understanding amongst media partners throughout the world. The Samoa Media Association is happy to be part of this global partnership.
중국 대표 영상통신사인 CCTV 플러스의 CCTV 플러스는 설립 이후 중국 정치와 사회, 경제 등 각 방면에 다양한 영상과 기사를 신속하고 정확하게 제공해 한국의 중국에 대한 이해를 높이는 데 큰 역할을 하였습니다.
지난 10년 동안 KBS 한국방송과 긴밀한 관계를 유지해온 CCTV 플러스의 노력에 깊은 감사를 드립니다. CCTV 플러스는 보도본부 국제부와 KBS 글로벌 채널 등에서 중국 관련 영상이 필요할 때마다 늘 수준 높은 영상과 풍부한 내용으로 KBS의 제작 활동에 큰 보탬이 됐습니다. 앞으로 CCTV 플러스가 더 방대한 아카이브와 뛰어난 영상으로 전 세계 방송 제작에 힘이 되길 기원합니다.
And I hope that in the future we can celebrate many more milestones together with you as partners.
Since we first met in 2012 in Barcelona. Since then, we have been honored guests on all your VMFs and are very impressed over the progress you have made.
We have started our cooperation 2016, and from that time until today, this time, we used many footage, reports, and CCTV jobs and documentary also. And this cooperation very important for us. And today we are witnessing a burning new world. We can describe this rising Asia, and in this new period of history, we have some responsibilities against history also.
我们身在海外，心系祖籍国，在此时刻非常赞赏央视更加重视和加强了与海外媒体的联系。 携手讲好中国故事，共同创造合作共赢的新时代。
We believe the news from Asia are more interesting and get more attention from our viewers. That's why we want more and more Asia news from CCTV Plus, and we hope you can help it.
那么我个人觉得，有了 CCTV Plus， 这是一个非常好的 国际电视以及新闻媒体资讯的交流平台，除了内容更多元、更丰富之外，并且让新闻的传播更有效率，让新闻传播没有了国界之分。
In the COVID-19 pandemic year, we think we can collaborate successfully with online business. I think CCTV Plus is more open. We can trust each other now. We hope to exchange news contents in the future.
Many greetings to CCTV Plus for the birthday number 10.
Over the years, your timely and comprehensive coverage has been instrumental in providing insights into China. As a news broadcaster positioned to understand Asia, CNA looks forward to strengthening our mutual cooperation.
Hello everybody from Italy, this is Guido Castellano speaking from Panorama.it web magazine. I want to wish all the best for you, my friends of CCTV Plus, for your 10th anniversary.
我们跟贵公司合作有4多年吧，我希望就是我们合作以后也会很好、很顺利的发展。
That the good relation between La Verità newspaper, Panorama magazine and CCTV Plus will continue also during 2021. Thanks to a Chinese network, we can publish updated content about tourism, technology and the latest geopolitical news. These ties are so important to improve the globalization of a news network.
We highly appreciate our cooperation. May you continue the journey of achievement with pride.
We wish you happiness and many more years of success.
Many thanks to our dear old friends for your recognition and encouragement. CCTV Plus has initiated cooperation mechanism around the world. They are the Belt and Road News Alliance, Europe Media Partners, Socios Latinoamericano, Africa Link Union, and the Pacific Island Partners, as well as the domestic-focused alliance called News Sharing. Today, in the face of tremendous challenges of the global COVID-19 situation, these friends of CCTV Plus have issued a joint declaration calling on global media to be more confident and to work together to boost mutual assistance and achieve win-win cooperation. And now let's watch the video of our joint declaration.
I
agree to promote mutual trust,
open dialogue,
in-depth collaboration,
for win-win cooperation
with
all VMF members.
I agree
to promote mutual trust,
open dialogue,
in-depth collaboration for a win-win cooperation,
between Europe and China media.
Hola. Estoy de acuerdo
con
los medios de comunicación
chinos y latinoamericanos,
en los medios de comunicación de América Latina y China.
Luchemos juntos contra la pandemia
y juntos superemos todas las dificultades.
Je suis d'accord pour cette déclaration.
Je suis d'accord pour cette déclaration.
I agree to sign the statement.
I agree with this statement.
We agree with the joint declaration.
Of strengthening anti-epidemic cooperation. I agree to promote mutual trust, open dialogue,
In-depth collaboration
for a win-win cooperation
with all Pacific Island partners.
青海广播电视台、
福建省广播影视集团、
四川广播电视台、 甘肃广电总台、
陕西广电融媒体集团、
祝愿国际视频通讯社、
国际视频通讯社、
全球视频媒体论坛、
全球视频媒体论坛
再创辉煌，
继往开来，
再出发。
Many thanks to our friends and partners all around the world for this commitment. There's an old Chinese saying, 海内存知己，天涯若比邻. A good friend from afar helps bring a distant land closer together. I therefore wish to sincerely thank our partners from all over the world. As we head through this unusual winter, we need to pull all our efforts together, more than ever, and build a solidarity to fight COVID-19. Winter will eventually pass and spring is sure to come. As our theme suggests, media collaboration, win-win future. We will brave the winds and waves over the next decade and will work along with our overseas and domestic media partners to bring more valuable news products and services to all our global users. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in person next year.